Hi, this is Seminarian Will Frei, and welcome to this episode of Following Christ's Footsteps, Siguiendo los Pasos de Jesus. I'm shooting this episode from Steubenville, Ohio, where I am participating in a 5-day youth ministry conference called the St. John Bosco Conference. The idea of this conference is to further form youth ministers, and in my case, further form young seminarians in youth ministry. So I'm very excited for what lies ahead this week, hopefully gaining many more insights and tools with regard to youth ministry. As I began to prepare for this episode, I thought about the fact that I'm here in Ohio and just amazed where God has sent me just in this short time as a seminarian. As many of you might know, I'm currently interning with the Catholic Miscellany down in Charleston and living at the beautiful Drexel House. I'm also, I was blessed with the opportunity to go on a mission trip to Nicaragua. So it's really been incredible where the Lord has brought me and the people He's allowed me to meet, and I'm very thankful for this. So in thinking about all this, I thought this episode I'd share a little bit of my vocation story, not making it too long, so as to explain how I ultimately got here, not to Ohio, but here as a seminarian. So my story began during 7th grade. I was a student at St. Mary Help a Christian School in Aiken, and every Wednesday morning we'd have a school mass. And I remember during the petitions, when the priest or the lector would pray for young men to be generous to the Lord's call, I remember feeling this strange tug at my heart, and I would kind of cringe, not at all wanting to think about the priesthood. In fact, I knew very little about the priesthood at the time. I thought, priests celebrate Mass on Sundays and Wednesday morning, but besides that, I didn't have much knowledge as to what priests do. That experience really spoke to my heart in that I felt that the priest was asking me directly to discern or to think about the priesthood. And so I did a great job, unfortunately, of ignoring it until my high school years, where I went to Aiken High Public School. And public school was a great opportunity for me to meet many different people of many different faiths, and I was ultimately forced to decide whether I would learn more about my faith or kind of put it on the back burner. And luckily, through meeting young priests and having good friends, good Catholic friends, I chose to take my faith more seriously, and I began to study and learn more about it. I was very blessed my junior year pilgrimage to Rome, and on this pilgrimage I was able to tour the Scavi, which is where popes and early Christians are buried, and I was able to lay my eyes on the bones of St. Peter. And I remember seeing these bones and thinking, gosh, here's a man who walked with Jesus, he talked with Jesus, he ate with Jesus. And in fact, of course, they were very good friends. And of course, he's the rock of our faith. And so it was just an incredible experience. I returned from the pilgrimage with a greater trust and appreciation for prayer. I was able to pray more deeply. And when the time came of my senior year of high school, when I was introduced to the idea of college seminary by Father Kirby, I was right then and there pretty comfortable with the idea. I knew in my heart that I'd eventually be applying. The only question was when. And through many events and many strange occurrences, I like to think of them as God instances rather than coincidences, because it was definitely God working in my life. I eventually decided on applying to college seminary right out of high school. And so it's been an incredible journey thus far. As I mentioned, Charleston, Nicaragua, now Ohio. And just the people I've met and the experiences I've had, it's been a true blessing. And there's no telling where God might send me in the future. So that's basically what I wanted to talk a little bit about during this video. Hope you've enjoyed the videos thus far. I've enjoyed making them, and I hope that they have helped out in your spiritual life or just your understanding of certain aspects of the church and seminary. So thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope that you tune in next week, and may God bless each one of you abundantly.